So, do you think the Earth is going to end on Saturday? No, it's not. In fact, if you believe it is, tell me, besides the Bible, why you think so. Do you have any proof? If you use examples like, oh, there's been all these earthquakes happening around the world, no, it's not going to work, sorry. Now, I'm going to ramble here about, you know, religious theory and the ups and downs of it. What we see with these apocalyptic beliefs is that people, based on what they read or what their religion tells them, they know when the world is going to end, and they tell people when the world's going to end. And that is quite a bold statement. That's like telling a teacher or a professor that you know something more in a subject that they've been studying for, their life, and you haven't looked at it once, but you claim to know it because you've been told so. But I ramble. Religion is a powerful thing. Believers and non-believers will agree that religion is an extremely powerful cultural practice that can impact, influence, persuade, possess people. We've seen religion in the histories of many cultures being used as the voice of political thought. The Romans used it, Catholicism, as their political, way of thinking. They adopted the religion. The Arab world today is doing a lot based on religious theories in the Quran. And now people say the world's going to end because their religion says so. And here's where religion gets a little out of control. When you're foreseeing the end of the world, and you're proclaiming it to be when you've been wrong many times, and you tell people that you know what's going to happen, just realize that argument is nonsense. The world is not going to end with us knowing about it. The world's probably going to end by some universal collapse of some kind. And it's probably not going to happen on Saturday. It could happen before Saturday. The chances are it could happen right now as I'm recording this video. But it isn't. Now, people who use religion as their methods of argumentative reference are usually blind to other people's opinions. Now, I'm not saying that religion is something that shouldn't be, practiced or appreciated or enjoyed. It is such a powerful tool and a cultural practice. And it has been part of human life for thousands and thousands of years. And it's always, when religion has been there, it's usually been the way to mold life, how societies function. And the thing is, in today's world, is that you have, mostly you have two big religions, Islam and Christianity, battling it out, like they have been, for dominance in their thoughts. And neither side is going to agree or even be open to the opinions and ideas of the other. By the way, Christianity and Islam are based on Judaism, which is in itself a very hated religion throughout the world because of its being the first, monolithic religion of its sort. It started the wave of the new modern monolithic practices of Christianity and Islam. But what people might not know, here's an interesting fact in the Quran, is that the prophet Abraham is mentioned more than Allah. Now, what does that mean? I mean, if you're a religious Christian or Jew, and you look at that, you go, wow, I never knew that. The Muslims actually talk about biblical characters in my religion more than their own. And that's because it's based on the religions that came before it. Christianity is a branch off of Judaism with its own with different customs that and different ideas about how the world will end. It kind of expanded. It went to part 2 of Judaism. It said, okay, here's Judaism, and now here's what we're going to add to it. And when people tell me the world is going to end tomorrow, based on one book, which is a very important book, and which the book has also prophesied before when the world is going to end, I tell them, if you really believe that, you've got problems. Why would you be concerned about when the world's going to end? If I read a book and it told me I was going to die after reading this book, I'd finish the book because I wouldn't care. The book is not going to tell me when the world is going to end. When the world ends, we're going to be helpless anyway. It doesn't matter. We're concerned about what we're going to have for lunch tomorrow. The world is going to end. Why should we even be debating it? Don't question when the world will end. Don't proclaim when the world will end. The world will end whether or not you think your opinion is right or if your opinion even matters, because it doesn't matter. Anyway, that's my rant. Stay positive. The world's not going to end, guys. Just live life every day. Thank you.